You want to talk about a moment that could potentially turn around a season? Maybe, but that was one of those moments. Potentially.
Sucker blood. I want to overact.
What was that?
This is going to be a good year.
Not this game. The best game ever. Hello and welcome to Hawks Recap. Game 24 has concluded for the Hawks as they win in overtime against the Florida Panthers, completing the comeback, trailing 2 goals twice in this game, but find a way to win by a final of 5-4. It was the back end of a back-to-back for the Hawks, so Cam Ward getting the start in net. It was also the third game in 4 nights, so the Hawks knew they couldn't afford to come out slow. And boy, did they not. They came out firing those first 5 minutes. They looked really good, had a lot of good chances, some good shots. Really unlucky not to get that early lead. Patrick Kane hitting a post on a scramble in front. But after those 5 minutes were up, Brandon Manning taking a penalty, and well, it just went all downhill from there. Now, the Hawks were very fortunate not to give up a power play goal against the Lightning, who have the 5th best power play in the league. But here with the Panthers, they have the 7th ranked power play in the league, which is still very, very good. Hoffman rips a one-timer past Ward, and the Florida Panthers grab the early 1-0 lead, and they take that and use that energy for the rest of the period, and the Hawks definitely do not do themselves any favors. Defensive turnovers everywhere, defensive positioning nowhere, and it all capped off with the Panthers getting a second goal a little over 6 minutes left in the first. So as you can see here, it all starts with Gustafsson trying to do a little bit too much, turns the puck over, the puck comes back the other way, but it's all right. Yoki Haru is there. He's got it bottled up. It's a 1-on-3 situation. Blackhawks are fine. The problem is nobody picks up McCann. Hayden and 410 decide not to play any defense. And I don't understand how that's even a thing at this level. At the NHL level, how can you possibly make it to the peak of your profession and not have situational awareness to be able to pick up this guy? It absolutely boggles my mind how this is even a thing at the NHL level. It's absolutely insane to me. This isn't a coaching thing. It's not. It doesn't matter if Coach Q is here. It doesn't matter if Coach Colleton is here. It doesn't matter who the coach is. This is just basic common sense. If you've played hockey your entire life, like these NHL players have, this is something that should be ingrained into your mind in terms of basic defensive coverage in this situation. There is no way this should ever even come close to happening. Except that it does for the Hawks, for whatever reason. So McCann gets the puck, goes in, beats Ward. 2-0 Florida. The Blackhawks got outshot 16-9 in that first period, which honestly surprised me because I figured it'd be a lot worse number than that. The only good thing that happened was the fact that Manning got into a fight with Troy Brouwer. And Brouwer's probably the only former Blackhawk that I don't root for. So it was nice seeing someone throw some fists at him. But to be fair, Manning didn't even win that fight, so it was like a wash. But at this point, depending on what happens in the second period, how they come out of the gates, I might be turning off this game, because if this is the defensive effort that you put forth in the first period of a third game in 4 nights, just imagine how it's going to be in the third period when you have no legs. I can't even imagine worse. About 50 seconds into the second period, David Kampf gets the puck at the blue line, takes it in, and then walks around Aaron Ekblad, makes Ekblad look like a 7th liner out there, absolutely Bambi on skates. Backhand, forehand around a sprawling Reimer, tucks it home, and it's a 2-1 game. And all right, David, you've convinced me. I'll keep the game on. It's funny how a goal like that can completely change the complexion of the game and boost confidence. And the Hawks got that momentum there. They're pushing. They get another rush 5.5 minutes into the second. Brandon Saad takes it wide. Backhand pass towards the center. Patrick Kane drives to the net, gets a stick right there, and redirects it up and over James Reimer into the back of the net. And all of a sudden, just like that, this game is tied. But of course, nothing lasts forever, not even cold November rain. 2.5 minutes after the Kane goal, the Panthers win an offensive zone draw. They kind of ring the puck around the boards a little bit. Kane flies the zone, trying to get behind the Florida Panthers defense to get a breakaway pass and maybe take the lead in this game. But the puck never gets out of the defensive zone, and, well, that means there's 4 Blackhawks covering 5 Panthers, and, well, Aaron Ekblad, the guy that Patrick Kane should be covering if he was still in the defensive zone, he's wide open, he gets the pass, one-timer, blows it by Ward, Panthers regain the lead. Now the Blackhawks would have a power play opportunity shortly after that, opportunity to tie the game. They don't take advantage of it, they don't score, and, of course, Panthers get the puck, throw it to the front of the net, it gets redirected in, and now it's 4-2 Panthers because the Blackhawks had a bunch of tired players on the ice. Because, for whatever reason, all 5 players on the Blackhawks that were on the power play at the beginning were still out there 2.5 minutes later. Who does that? No other team has the same 5 guys out there for the entire power play period. That's why there's 2 different power play units. That's insane. I know we put Patrick Kane out there for the entire power play. That's one guy, though. Not all 5 guys. That's insane. That's just inexcusable. That's absolutely ridiculous. And it's now 4-2, and, well, I just might be turning this game off again. So the Hawks go into the third period down by 2 goals again, and there's really not much reason to be optimistic. Maybe a couple years ago, this Blackhawks team might tie it up and get into overtime, but the team the last 2 years, it's not happening. Not this team. No way. No way, Jose. Naturally, the Blackhawks take a couple penalties in this third period, which is always a great strategy when you're down 2 goals trying to come back. So, of course, it works. Halfway through the third period, 4-10 steals the puck from Bustad in his own defensive zone, and, well, he gives himself that elusive short-handed breakaway opportunity, him all alone with the goalie, and instead of shooting the puck and, well, just breaking a stick like last time, he decides to put a move on this time, gets Reimer going one way, goes the other way, tries to tuck it in, but Reimer just sticks his leg out and saves it. How dare you, Reimer? But then the puck hits off 4-10 skate and goes in anyway. We have a goal, except that it gets reviewed. Oh no, but it gets confirmed that it wasn't a kicking motion, so we have a good goal. So now with that opportune shorthanded goal, Blackhawks cut the lead down to 1, and they've got some life. Skipping ahead to a couple minutes left, Blackhawks absolutely shelling the Panthers here, and, well, they get another grade A chance right in front. Saad with the puck right outside the crease, chips it up and over Reimer, but of course it hits the post and goes out. Seriously, name a more iconic duo than Brandon Saad and the goalpost. It's insane. Excuse me. I'll take Cam Ward in overtimes, please. 5 seconds left. Patrick Kane rings the puck around the boards. Brandon Saad then gets it below the goal line and backhand passes out to the front where DeBrincat is waiting somehow all alone. Gets the puck off his backhand to his forehand and just puts it on net. And somehow, some way, that puck gets by Reimer's 5-hole and in with 1.8 seconds left. Ties this game up. We're going to overtime. And in overtime, David Kampf wins the offensive zone draw. Nick Schmaltz gets it back to Gustafsson, who has a crap load of space, apparently. Takes the puck in, throws it on net. I don't know if it gets redirected or what, but it gets by Reimer, and somehow, someway, the Blackhawks have overcome a 2-goal deficit, not once, but twice in this game, to win, to get a much-needed victory. You want to talk about a potential turning point in the season, a galvanizing moment, as my boy Aaron would say. That was it. And as I mentioned in my last video, you look at these last 3 games, this road trip, just kind of in a silo. Before the season, you're looking at it, you're thinking, okay, away against the Capitals, away against the Lightning, 2 teams that are very much going to be competing for a Stanley Cup title. And then you got the Panthers. You're looking, okay, 2 points from these 3 games. It's not great, but it's probably what you expect. And that's exactly what happened. These were big 2 points for the Hawks to get, especially now coming home to face the Golden Knights, who are playing much better now that Nate Schmidt is back in the lineup. So Hawks, they're going to need to shore some things up. We've been saying that all season long. But hopefully this is a moment that they maybe can really build upon and really grow from. That's all I have to say about this one. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. Thank you very much for tuning into this episode of Hawks Recap. I really hope you enjoyed it as much as the ending to this game. Like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate that as always, but most importantly, stay safe, make good decisions, and I'll see you next time.